love that stuff. I wish.
Did you see Jason made a graph?
I didn't see it, but I want to pull it up on the Discord. Let me slide that over here.
It's kind of funny.
I'll share my screen. Hang on. Let's see here. I have too many screens open.
I've been wanting to get back and finish it. I started it like years ago. I was like, you know what? Like, let's just do it. But like, I have a similar spreadsheet for like every place we've eaten at Walt Disney.
I cannot believe that. How when you said
Phone each first, man. Even like back in my older trips, like I have like documented, like I have photos of every place we've been to, you know, because I just document everything. So,
dude, that is wild. I don't even know like when. I mean, I guess with pictures, you could go back.
Pictures can help.
Yeah, like taking a picture of every trip, right? I mean,
so I have it. I just have to put it into a spreadsheet form now, which I've started. I mean, that one is. I mean, I'll show you what that one looks like.
That is an interesting thing to think about because everybody that's had a digital camera over the last 15 years, you could probably go back and trace it.
Oh yeah.
Like the kind of digital forensics of all this. I never even gave it that thought. I probably could. I mean, not as detailed as you. I mean, holy crap. Like that thing, I was like, I was like, yeah, because I love statistics and stuff like that. I love history.
Mm-hmm. Oh, where is this?
Why are we not seeing people's names? I don't see Facebook user. Hello, Facebook user. Hello, Facebook user too. Why is it saying that? Is everybody else seeing that? It just says Facebook user. Oh, now we see Andrew on YouTube.
Oh, where is that file? Oh man, don't tell me I lost.
I see everybody over on Instagram. Kat Copper Smith and Christina and Lance and Geraldine Pearl and Walter Copus and D Panos and Abby's down there. I see. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. Oh, it's Rhonda Lee. She's got to call it out. I don't know who it is. That's weird.
Right here, boom, Danny. So this is gonna make you laugh a little bit. All right, I'm gonna share it. I can share it, right? I think. Present.
Hello.
Oh, so just my full screen, which is fine. Am I sharing anything?
Not yet.
Hold on, not yet. I should be sharing something now.
Oh yeah, now you are. I see it.
Yeah. So, so this is not everything, but this is like a start, right? So this is like every place that we've eaten at. Like,
oh my gosh! I'm looking over to the side to see how big the like slide bar is. That's great.
Yeah, I know. Then, so then, like, I think I have a pivot table. So hold on, let me refresh this.
Like 1 to 5 stars.
So I've had breakfast at Olivia's 5 times.
Yeah, that's great.
Dinner at Olivia's 6. This isn't everything. This is just like some of the stuff. Via Napoli lunch 4 times. I have a Disney Cruise Line one too, which is kind of weird, right? Because we kind of eat the same places. And then I have a Disneyland one as well going. But yeah, so I got 406. I got a long ways to go, but
we should have held this back and like had like a betting.
But it's deep, Mike. I even put like look food booths, like Food and Wine, the Hawaii booth.
Oh my gosh,
Food and Wine, Ireland.
You have that. That is wild.
Then I put what type of meal it was. Like, was it a snack, lunch, dinner, and lunch?
A Kahlua slider.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun.
This is crazy.
Sky Cats Club 2 times. So that's way more than that. So that's what I'm saying. Like this it's way behind. I gotta work on this some more. But yeah.
That is wild.
Kind of it all says Facebook user. That's weird. We have no idea who these people are that are saying that.
This says they're showing in the chat, but they're not showing here. So random Facebook users.
Foaming at the mouth over this data. Yeah, like the food data is fun. Like I just gotta clean it up some, and then I'll share that. I mean that one is actually the most interesting one to me. Actually, well, we'll talk about it on the show.
Yeah. Let's start the show. Yeah, we got hard out tonight, so we got to start. So I don't want you're killing me with all the good stuff. Okay, here we go. Let's start it. I think we're good. Okay, here we go.
Scott's like, I had the slider at Hawaii booth in 2015.
I know,
got
dude.
it all down.
He's got the line of the night
It's a
already.
combination of like I have a sick memory and like I just track everything.
I'm with Wade, dude. I can't remember like what I had last week, and you got like 9 years ago. I had a shepherd's pie,
and I have the room numbers too for all those things too, man.
You're killing me, man. That's
what got Wade the most. He's like, oh my god, you got room numbers.
Every once in a while, if I have a good room, I'll take a picture of the room, like number, just because I'm like, well, I like that room. But
I just do it just for this. Like if I remember, like, oh yeah, I've stayed near that area. Like I've been in the 6A ranchos like 6 times.
Oh, I got to update on they don't call them that anymore. It's called the villages.
Get out.
Yeah, all of them. Like you're either in the tower or you're in the villages. Like
that makes me sad.
I mean, I'm still gonna call them the ranchos, the cabanas, and the
casitas. Yeah,
like, yeah. But it's now when you're booking them. Like last week, I went to book a room, and it's like the villages standard view. I'm like, what?
But hopefully, it's still called like the rancho section when you get there.
Well, maybe, I guess. I don't know. I didn't give it that much thought.
Or is it gonna be like the villages building 6A? Like
I don't probably know what it's gonna be. Yeah, exactly. I'm like the villages.
That makes me sad. I wish we could see who's saying these things in the chat. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I know. You're just please do. I don't know what's going on with this tonight. It's
so whoever said like rip casitas, no idea who you are.
Random Facebook user, we love you with the shadowy profile.
But then like Wade and Jason popped up. That's what's weird. Like
because they're on YouTube. See, because they got the YouTube thing.
Oh, it's the Facebook
YouTube's
users
working. Yeah. Okay. Here we gotta start, or else we're gonna never get this.
Yeah, the Lions kick off soon. So
he's got a yeah. Here we go. Okay. Oh wait. Dang it. I need to hit record. Is that going to restart? Okay, yeah, it's going to restart. Okay, we're all out of sorts here. Let me hit the record button. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP Open Line for Sunday night, November 10th, 2024. It's Mike Rollman. I'm the host of the Be Our Guest podcast, along with your friend of mine, Scotty G, up in Michigan. What kind of home of the Detroit Lions, who are going to be kicking off here later this evening. This is the pre-show for the Lions. Probably the best team in the NFL this year. But we're not talking football, even though I could talk about our big win over Oklahoma last night. That's why my voice is so terrible. We're going to be talking Disney over the next hour at 407-413-9395. And we've got a topic that is going to be super interesting tonight. I cannot wait to actually hear about it because Scott's bringing it to the table. But we could talk about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, kicked off this past weekend. We also have Jollywood Nights and a lot of announcements that took place this weekend down in South America. They're going to affect the Disney company as a whole. So lots to talk about. 407-413-9395, but turning it over to my friend, Scotty G. What's up, Scott? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, Mike. I know you don't want to talk about football. Looks like you had a fun time though in Colombia yesterday.
I mean, it was kind of a ugly 57 minutes, and the last 3 minutes, oh man, wild. Did get home to 1:30 in the morning, but it was wild.
You and then you're such a man routine that you were still up at 5 a.m. getting your exercise in.
It was not pretty.
I'm sure it was a good Sunday afternoon nap. I hope there was a nap.
There was a nap. There was a sweet nap on the couch. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you woke up. Like I've seen like GIFs or like memes of this, right? Like you take a nap after daylight saving, and then it's pitch black, and you're like, oh my god, how long did I sleep? And you're like, oh, it's only 3:30 in the afternoon.
It was such a good nap. I thought I was going to be late to 6th grade. Like I thought I missed the bus. That's how good of a nap it was. So yeah, it was awesome.
That's awesome. Well, I think you wanted to talk about this little fun exercise I did this last week.
Because you shot me an email or a message or something. We were always talking, and it was actually in our podcast text thread that we have going on. And you were, because I am somebody, and this is why I think we have our friend Jason, that's a great friend of the show, who does this for a living with college football and statistics and looks at trends, puts everything on graphs, and looks at, why this team is doing well, why this team is having a struggle this season. And, the receivers are trending in this direction because of these kind of trends. And you really see it when you put it on a scatter plot or, this kind of a, graph and so forth. Well, then you come in hard with all the statistical information on your Walt Disney World trips. You come in with this Google spreadsheet saying, check this out, man. I have every Disney trip I have ever taken in a Google sheet. And I mean, you had the dates, the hotel, and all this stuff. And I'm like, wait. You have every hotel you've ever stayed at with the dates, and you had other information. And I thought this was so cool because I would love to have this information for my trip. And I think everybody else would, but to have the foresight to do this. So just give us a little background on like how this all came together, because I think we'd all love to have it, but maybe we could, now that we kind of talked about this in the pre-show, because of digital cameras and stuff.
Yeah. So what kind of came of it is like back in like 2017, like my company is very metric data driven. So like I work with a lot of that stuff at work. So I kind of like that stuff too. So I think it was like 2017, 2018. I was thinking like, man, I think it was my mother-in-law asked me like, how many flights do you think Emily has been on? I think it might have been like around her 10th birthday. Like how many flights do you think Emily has been on? I was like, well, I could probably figure out based on some of our Walt Disney trips. So I started putting data into a spreadsheet, never really finished it, kind of started it. And this week I was like, you know what? I think we're close to completing like all the resort stays. I've been saying that to you a while, right? Like I think the wilderness cabins, which we have coming up in a couple weeks, is going to be the stay that gets us to all the resorts. So I was like, but I need to know that for a fact, or else like I'm just saying this and like I'm making it up. So I was like, all right, I got to go through all our trips and just put the data in and finalize it. And you're right, Mike. I have all the dates. I have room numbers we stayed at, and like you didn't even see this, but I have like tabs of saying like what the room view was. Like, oh, it was of the walking trail on the third floor, or what, or something like crazy that happened with the room. Like I have those kind of data points too. Hard to put like in that little snippet that I sent you, but yeah. So I started going through all the data, and I was like, and then I was nervous because there's one of the all stars like I didn't have on my list. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this might not be it. This might not be the trip that gets us to all the resorts. And luckily I found one. It was All Star. I think it was All Star Music. I was like, oh my gosh, we did stay there for a couple nights, like during like a wine and dine race weekend or something I found. So anyway, started going through the data to find out how many nights we spent and how many days. And I was like, I bet you I'm close to like a full year. That's why I kept telling myself, like, gosh, I hope I haven't passed it yet. Cause that'd be kind of cool to I'm celebrating like 365 days at Walt Disney World or something. And Mike, I'm at 363 days.
Oh, see, that's gonna be awesome when you go down for this month, because you can
Yeah.
get the button and have the day. Like, this is
What's
my year.
crazy, that day is going to be Thanksgiving and Liz's birthday and my
Oh, man.
365 day. It's kind of wild. And
Perfect.
and how I determine that too. So I have my nights. Hold on, I'll just quick look at it. Yeah, it makes for good podcast when I'm searching for something. It's
We're like John
329.
Madden
So
and Pat Summerall here,
yeah.
kind of the old days
So it's
here.
329 nights. So that's a night is considered like a night that I slept at Walt Disney World at a Walt Disney World resort. And a lot of times, right, we'll have a night and then we'll check out the next day, but you might go for a swim, have a meal, heck, even go to a theme park if you got a later flight. So then I would count that as a day. So that's why the days are more. But sometimes they would equal because we might fly in like late at night, like at midnight or something, and I wouldn't count that as a day because I didn't really do anything except sleep and
Mhm.
shower. So I wouldn't count that as a day. Or if we had an early flight out the next morning, we really didn't do anything. So I didn't count those as a days. But 363 days at Walt Disney World. And then I did the Disneyland once while I was under the hood, right? Might as well. And so it was a fun exercise. And I told you I'm doing the meal ones too. I have it all. I just have to put it into the spreadsheet. I have all the data of every place we've eaten at Walt Disney World too. So I can't wait to see what restaurants I forget the most and all that.
That's what totally threw me over the edge when you're like, I have the meals. I'm like, shut up. I'm like, okay.
I do.
The resorts are like one thing, because that's like one, like
I was surprised. Did anything surprise you? Like I can like run through it again or share it, but like I I know we stay at Coronado a lot, right? Like we
yes,
always talk about it's the resort of the Be Our Guest podcast,
right.
Coronado.
It,
And
it's
I was
it's
surprised
kind
that
of
it was
kind of
number
like
one, honestly.
yeah, well, because Coronado's to me, it's becoming like the utility knife of the resorts. You know what I'm saying? Like you can usually find a discount. It's centrally located. It's got great
Yep.
dining. Again, if it had the Skyliner, it'd be perfect in my book. But
Right. And I've always loved it for those reasons you say. I love how centrally located it is. Like the rooms are nice and you can get a good discount there a lot.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
If
I
you
really thought it was gonna be Old Key West. I thought it was gonna be our home resort for Disney Vacation Club. That was only 51 nights, but it was 57 nights at Coronado I've spent. And then what was next? Like then it just takes a drop off. Like Pop Century was 30, Riverside was 25. Like you see a lot of trends. Like the moderates are pretty high for us, and then the all stars are very low. We typically don't stay at the all stars, but it was fun to like look at that data. It is just, and then you think about it, then you start freaking out, Mike, a little bit. Like you start crunching other numbers
Oh,
in your
yeah,
head,
no,
like
you got
flights.
well, that's where you gotta stop. You can't
I
think
know.
like if the average night at Walt Disney World is $200 a
Yeah,
night, I could be a millionaire.
you start thinking about that. I was going. My mind went towards flights and like Run Disney races.
Oh yeah, don't yeah. I look at my medals and I just enjoy that they're shiny and pretty. You know, I don't want to think about how much those things cost.
It was fun, but I wanted to bring that as a topic because like we are diehard Disney fans in this that listen to
Absolutely.
the podcast, especially if you listen on a Thursday night because you guys kind of know us and all that. I have to imagine I'm not the only one that has some kind of data like this, right? So like let us know, call in, let us know if you know how many trips you've had, how many days you stay, if you track room numbers. Like I can't be the only one that's crazy like this, right?
Well, and here's the thing too. Yeah, and also we have a password as we do now on Sunday nights. Our password for tonight's call. When you call, we're looking for your favorite savory Thanksgiving side. What is the best savory Thanksgiving side? A little preview for next weekend. It's going to be the best Thanksgiving dessert. What do you want to have for Thanksgiving dessert next week? Tonight, it's going to be your favorite side for Thanksgiving dinner outside of the bird. You know, what's the best thing? So, Scott, real quick, what are you going to go with? Best Thanksgiving side to kick it off?
Got to go with my father-in-law's dressing. You know, he makes this homemade, like he's got sausage in it, and then like you put some of the gravy on top of it, like as stuffing dressing. It's just the best, and I have to go with that as my number one.
That's what I'm going with too. But you know what? Here around our house, we don't actually go very fancy. My wife gets the stovetop box and just kind of makes a bunch of that. She adds a little bit to it, but it's not
Sometimes you can't go wrong with that, man. Like you can't, like it's
I'll be
fine. Yeah.
honest, it's like that red box that says stovetop on
I
it.
mean, that's what we did in the Gardner household growing up. Then I met Elizabeth, and then like my world changed with that. So now you can't go back
It does
almost.
sound really good though. How it has all
Yeah.
that other stuff in it. But I mean, around
Yeah,
here,
and then he's got it's just he's got this great recipe for it, and it's just and like and I'm not gonna be here for it. So a lot of years I'm so bad. Like I always Elizabeth her favorite holiday is Thanksgiving, and I take her away from Thanksgiving dinner with her parents almost every other year because it's a good time to get away because we got the time off and all that. Emily's out of school during that time, you know, a little bit. So it's a good time to travel for us, even though it's a very busy time to travel. So a lot of years we'll do Thanksgiving the week before so that she doesn't miss out on the meal. So hopefully we'll be doing that again this year too.
That's good. Okay, so 474139395 phone lines are open. We tend to get the calls at the second half of the hour, so they're wide open right now. Give us a call here, and like Scott said, I'm curious because you know, kind of statistic driven for tonight. Where are you as far as like staying? I gotta sneeze. I feel sneeze coming on. Oh no.
Oh no.
Being out at the football game all last night in the cold. Oh no. Please tell
Well,
me not.
mute yourself, point to me, and I'll take over.
Yeah, but like I'm close to being at every resort. I've never stayed at the Contemporary. I've never stayed in the cabins, but I think I've stayed everywhere else.
Now I will say I've not done every room category. I mean, that's just a
No, I haven't
whole
done
nother
that.
level.
Holy cow.
Like
But,
I'm
but
just
we
counting resorts. Yeah.
But we were talking though, like, because I was like, I don't have that kind of data. I wish I had for all the times I've stayed there. But the thing is, like, forensically, like, if you want to go back, you could probably get close. Now, probably not as specific as you, because you've been on the ball. But if you went back through like your Google Photos, if you've been backing up your photos to the cloud, you could probably go back and find like, oh yeah, because of the metadata, it would show you that there's a date and a time stamp on every picture, and you can say, well, on 2008, May 11th, this picture was taken at All Star Music. And so then, you know, at least you're in the ballpark that you stayed there on that trip at that time period.
Yep.
And that'll give you like a framework to kind of start a sheet like this.
Yep. I just wish they kept that for you in a way because you know who does Disney Cruise Line does. Like you can go back and log in Disney Cruise Line. And it's because they have like the status, I think is
Because
probably
your
why.
castaway
Yeah,
membership.
because you can see all the dates and which ship you were on, what stateroom number you were in. And that's always been like a beef of mine with the Walt Disney Company because like so many hotel chains do
Yep.
it, you know, right? They have all your stays, there's this like honor system and all that. Man, I wish Walt Disney World would do it because then it would have saved me a lot of headache having to figure all this out. But it's kind of cool to know.
What's interesting to me too is like, I'm trying to think like why, if I had to guess, Pop Century would be my number one. Coronado would probably be 1B or 2. Um, Probably Riverside would be 3 if I had to think. Again, see, this is where I wish I had the numbers. I
I
love
know.
that because I grew up playing sports, right? So like, I mean, even in your, I bet I don't know. I've never asked you this. We're hanging out here on a Sunday night, and you're hearing it on Thursday. But as a kid, even when we played wiffle ball, like we played wiffle ball, but we kept batting averages. I mean, like on a we had like a scorebook. I mean, like there was like a just
Oh my
5
God, me and my brother had something called OBL, as Outdoor Baseball League, where we would keep all the stats of everything. Like he was always Tigers and Braves players, and I got the rest of the MLB. Like, oh my gosh, man, it's so funny.
And like I was a nerdy kid, right? I mean, it's why I do this podcast thing, right? Because I love computers and stuff back in the day. So like I had a Commodore 64. So like we'd keep the scores on like a little scorebook, all day. We played outside all day. And then at night I would go in and like type it into my computer, into some like super basic program that would like turn your data into like batting averages. And that's how we did all summer. Like
So great.
Steve or Mike have the best batting ever. He threw into the strike zone was the guard, the lawn chair, and oh my God, those were the days. But I mean, that's why I love the statistics, but I wish I had this. But yeah, no, I haven't stayed at the Contemporary. And the thing is, like, I don't know why, like Mallory wants to stay there. And the thing is, I'm really sold on it because especially Mallory now. And see, I'm cheating with the Riviera because I've only stayed there that one night with you, and I didn't stay.
It
I didn't
counts.
pay for it.
Hey, I did some cheating too.
I crashed there. I didn't really stay there.
I crashed some places with you. A lot of those are Coronado, but hey, it adds up to my count number. I've shared a bed with your friend Dave at Coronado.
Exactly. That counts. No, but like, the Contemporary, like it's classic. You know what I'm saying? It's an original hotel. It's in the, it's right there next to the Magic Kingdom. But I mean, I wonder for our listeners, like, does that drive your decision? Because it hasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to stay there, but then does that override the need to switch from Coronado or to switch from staying at a Wilderness Lodge at Christmas? Because as much as I want to be a completionist, I don't know if that's going to sway my vacation decisions.
And what got us, what got us to the cabins wasn't necessarily like it's the last one remaining. It was because they just redid the cabins, right?
Yeah.
They just went through a refurbishment and like kind of changed their point system for DVC. So, it was easy to get in with our DVC points. So, and yeah, I mean, it's just nice that it's going to be the last. I think it's going to be a fun last one to do, right? Because it's just I feel like it's so unique, like the cabins compared to everything else.
One of the things we haven't gotten to too was we're waiting for our calls to come in. So give us a call, 474-139-9395. Give us some things that you're getting ready to do because it'll be here before you know it. So what is on the plans here for this Thanksgiving trip?
So one thing I really want to do, you're going to laugh at this, Mike. Like I really want to get into the cake bake shop. I really do.
And I'm glad you are.
So ADRs aren't available, but Wade told me that you can check out Open Table, and it's on Open Table, but it looks like you can only book like a week out at a time. So now I have reminders set for the day that I want to do it. I actually want to do it with Jason and Veronica. They said they would join us for that. So we're going to try to get into the cake bake shop. I just feel like we've talked so much about it. Like I feel like we have to do it now. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. So like for like a meal or just for dessert or what do you think?
I want to do both. I want to do a meal and a dessert. Yeah. But some other things we're looking forward to. So there was this thing, and because I'm trying to think for the vlog, like some creative things I can do. So years ago, I mean, I think this is it was 10 years ago. We did this thing in World Showcase with Emily. It was called Around the World Showcase in $80, like around the world in 80 days.
Yep.
So we gave her an $80 gift card, and she had to go to all 11 countries and get something. And it was like a math thing, like budgeting, and adding and subtraction because she was younger. So it was a fun little exercise. And I want to revisit that like 10 years later. Not $80. I mean, I think $80 would almost be impossible.
Yeah, seriously, $80 she'll get an eclair and a croissant.
Exactly. I know. Well, one of the things she got that year was like a $15 purse in Mexico. So like in Italy, I think she got like 2 candy pieces or something to help like offset that. And like I'm trying to figure out what the good dollar amount is because it could be good for other people to watch, right? And like think of something for their kids to do. But I don't want to like have an outrageous budget. I was thinking like $200, but is that like that's kind of high though, right? You think like
so there's 11 countries, maybe $20 a country.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe. So I mean, I think so. $200 could work because that would actually be a
Yeah,
little bit more than
yeah, just
200.
round up a little
So
bit. Yeah.
either way, I think it would just be a fun thing. So I kind of want to revisit that again. And like, I thought about just doing $80 again, just to show like how the costs have
Yeah,
changed,
no
in
kidding.
10
Be like,
years.
"Oh, man, you only made it to if you started in Mexico, you're out at, Germany.
Right.
Got a pretzel."
Yeah. But this weekend though, we bought decorations for our golf cart because we're gonna be decorating our golf cart at the
Oh, dude,
fort.
that's gonna be awesome. So you're gonna tell the theme or you're gonna surprise everybody on, socials?
What do you think I should do? What do you think I should do here? Should I s Well, I'll just say this. I'll just say this. What's happening while we're there? I kinda already talked about it a little bit. Thanksgiving,
Yep.
Liz's birthday, and then you're going into the Christmas season.
You got a
Do
lot
we
going
hit do we hit all 3?
Yeah,
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe we do. So,
So, I mean, so you drive a golf cart though, because you like today you played golf,
yeah.
like you were out there on the course, and you do that often. But there's
These
probably
carts
more
are
of
gonna be
an
a little bit different though, because 'cause they're not gonna have they're gonna have more seats because
right,
I
right. They're
believe
more
because
of
they
like
take out
a
the clubs, yeah.
yes, it's good. So I mean, and I don't know if people understand this. You get it, I'm sure, because we have like share a brain. Because just like the wiffle ball thing we just talked about 5 minutes ago, because you were like,
No
right,
idea wiffle ball
dude,
set either.
all guys for some reason like love like go-karts and golf carts. Like I'm serious. Like my dream would be to stay in the cabins just so I could drive a golf cart. Now, I've driven to Walt Disney World 1,050 miles and at 80 miles an hour, like no problem. But sign me up to drive a little bitty golf cart 10 miles an hour around Fort Wilderness, and I'm like, let's go. So I mean, is that part of the excitement of the whole
Yeah, oh,
experience?
that dude, we are so excited for the golf cart. The price I think I told you the price when I booked it out,
Oh,
it, like,
dude, I
threw me
almost had a
back.
heart attack when you told me. I'm like,
I
you can rent a
and
Cadillac.
I haven't officially paid for it, which kinda stinks, like, you book it and you think in your mind, "Alright, that's done," like, I had to remind myself the other day, like, "No, still gotta pay for that," actually, when we get there. But, yeah, so, like, it was like $60 a day or something
That is
crazy like that.
wild.
So I just looked at it like it was a resort fee because I feel like that's needed, right? If you're staying at the cabins, like, you gotta have the golf cart, like, and it'll be so much fun, and, like, I'm kinda bummed, like, because, like, we're blocked out during this time. I didn't buy an annual pass because like, the DVC pass is blocked out during this week, so I bought a 7-day ticket, which was painful, Mike. That was so painful to do. But like, I don't want to have to like force ourselves to go to the park. You know what I mean? Like, I still want to like, because like we're like really chill. We like hanging out at the resorts, and sometimes we might not even want to go to the park. So I'm hoping that I don't, in my
You
mind, think
will
like we paid this much for the park ticket. We got to go to the park. You know what I'm saying?
you will upgrade that ticket to an annual pass before you leave.
I'm kind of hoping to. I'll say that. I'm
I
kind of
guar
hoping
I
because that does
guarantee
kind of
you
help, right? Because like now I just knocked off some of the cost of the AP.
yes,
Like I'm chipping
you know,
away at it.
whatever. You are not leaving without upgrading that to an annual pass. I know you.
Send me a reminder like 2 days before the trip. Actually, I think you can do that in the app now. I think I've heard that you can
Okay,
just go in the app and
I have
upgrade.
not heard that. Yeah, well, that's good. You will.
Yeah. I know, right? I know.
I would, because I would probably do. Yeah, because I mean, it's like opportunity cost. It's halfway.
Yeah,
It's like like you said, you're like probably 70% of the way there.
right. Exactly.
It hurts. It's expensive though. I get it.
It is. But yeah, so I'm excited to hang out at that resort. Like there's parts of that resort we haven't seen, like the pool. Never seen the pool over there. So excited to see that. Oh, I just thought of something though, Mike. I just
You
thought
do
of
like
something
a
when I
good
said
pool.
pool.
You are you do. I love you, dude. You love a good pool. I love that about you.
Yeah.
You are the pool connoisseur.
I just thought of something though, because like I was like, actually, I've driven by the pool and they kind of reminded me of the Treehouse Villa pool at Saratoga. I've never stayed in the Treehouse. Would you consider that its own separate resort?
No,
It's
I mean,
tough, right?
I
Because
would.
it's still Saratoga Springs, technically.
So I mean, if you stayed at Saratoga, I would count that.
Okay.
Like it's because it's Saratoga. But I mean, the tree
I
houses are awesome. Now,
I
the only
know.
reason I've stayed in a tree house is because I latched on to Pam Forrester we did a live show at a tree house, and
I remember that, yeah.
those tree houses are 3 bedrooms, and so she let me stay in one of the bedrooms for a couple nights. And dude, those things. Okay, real quick, because I don't know why nobody's calling. 407-413-9395. I mean, if you don't want to call, we can talk like this all
Maybe it's
night.
not working. Should I call?
Yeah,
Should I test it?
yeah, I mean, I tested it before the
Okay.
show, but maybe it's not working. Oh, wait. We did have a call. Oh, I didn't have the screen up. Maybe that would help. Oh, 407-413-9395. I don't know. My screen blacked out.
Scott's
Okay,
just rambling about Walt
yes,
Disney
we're just
Resort
like, why
metrics.
don't you just answer the phone, Mike? We have calls coming in. My bad. Here we go. Let's get the first one. I know. We have a bunch. Sorry about that. My computer was blacked out there. Hey, who's joining us? Hello. Sorry.
What's up, boys? It's Jason. Scott, we would love to both eat and get cake at the cake bake shop. So super excited for that.
Love it. Yeah. I think it'd be a riot. Like, I think then we gotta like FaceTime Mike when we're there, right? Just like, hey, look where we are. We're in the cake bake shop.
Yeah, and I'll go over to my grocery store and get me a $3 box of Betty Crocker and make me a whole cake, and then we can just like I'll be in spirit eating a piece of cake with y'all, a piece of yellow sheet cake.
But what? Now that I have you here, not that we need to like share all our details to all the Be Our Guest listeners, but like, what would be a good time for you? Are you thinking like 5 o'clock, like 4 o'clock?
Yeah, no, I think 5 o'clock's fine. Yeah, we should be good to go around then. We can
because I know you're working. Like I'm taking the week off. I know the graphs never stop for you, so I know you're gonna be a busy guy. So
no, the graphs do not stop, never will. No, I think that should be fine. Yeah, we'll probably just park at Epcot and walk over. That's probably the easiest move. But yeah, no, that'll be fine.
I'm gonna try to park at the boardwalk and hopefully get an ADR there, if you know what I'm saying, and then be like, hey, I got an ADR here. So we'll see.
I'm Scotty
That
G.
is a good point. I know that without the ADR, we've tried to park at the boardwalk a couple times and they just immediately shoot us down. So yeah, we could try that.
They clearly don't know who you are, I guess. You know, why they don't, I don't know why, but yeah. So you like the resort data, I'm guessing?
Dude, I love the resort data, and now I have a CSV of all the logos of the resort, so that's a big fan of that. But no, that was fun. You have to send me that the dining spreadsheet because I would love to do stuff with that. That would be awesome.
I absolutely will. But yeah, so Mike's showing it right now, and this is awesome. Like, this is courtesy of Jason. I mean, he's on the line right now. Like, this is what he does. And this, when I was on the golf course when I saw this graph, and I had to like explain who you were to my brother and my friend Jake and all this, and then I showed the graph, and they were just like they were impressed by it. They're like, oh my god, that is so awesome. But Mike's showing the graph, like I have this framed now. Basically, it's so awesome. I have a Jason graph, man. It's awesome. I'm just saying.
It's funny. I had to change to the Coronado logo, so there's another Coronado logo that's like. It's like a rectangle, but it was massive and it was covering the old Key West logo. So I had to change that out just to kind of get both of them like in the right frame.
I love it. I love how, because I had 3 days where I didn't stay at a resort. It was one day in 2020 during the pandemic. We were renting a house with some friends while we hopped over just to have a meal at Olivia's. And I was like, I'm counting that as a day because I did something at Walt Disney World. And then we had a day before, like, we embarked on a ship. So, like, we went to the Polynesian, hung out, met a friend, had a meal, and then the day we disembarked, we went to Epcot and did Guardians. But we never actually stayed on site. I was like, I got to count those as days, I felt like. And I loved, like, the no day logo that you used there. Made me laugh.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I literally just Googled, like, sad emoji, and I was like, well, I mean, if you're not staying, that's sad. So
yeah, it is sad. Yeah.
That is epic.
So you're staying at the cabins too. So give me some advice on the cabins. I know you answered a question for someone today on the cabin. So the golf cart, right? That is a must do, wouldn't you say?
100% the golf cart is, I would basically, if you were considering the cabins, I would just include that in your cost to stay there. I wouldn't think twice about it. Like the golf cart is an absolute must. They have an internal bus system and it's fine, but the distance between the cabins or the campgrounds and like Pioneer Hall, where you would get like, quick service breakfast, or if you wanted to go see Hooky Doo or whatever, you could walk it, but you would get a lot of miles. And if you are planning on going to a park or something, that's even more miles. Your feet will hurt. So I would definitely recommend a golf cart, especially if you're staying around, like obviously you're here Christmas time at Disney now, or even Halloween. People will come and stay, 1 to 2 weeks and decorate their campsites. And the best way I can describe it is, I feel like everyone, no matter where you are, has like the house that goes crazy during Christmas, and they have all these cool lights and stuff. That's like every other campsite at Christmas time at the fort.
I agree, because I used to we'd tend to stay at Wilderness Lodge a lot back in the day when the running path was completed, so you could run from the lodge over to Fort Wilderness, and I'd be there a lot during the holidays, and that was my favorite thing to do, is to run through those loops, because either Halloween or Christmas, it was like kind of like the Griswolds, but like mobile version, right? It'd be the big, like the Madden Cruiser, but like all the inflatables and lights and everything. I mean, it was super communal over there, which was really, really neat. It is its own kind of neighborhood. It's a neat environment.
So
yeah,
Jason,
no, really. People, if you're driving around your golf cart, people will say hi to you, talk to you. We talked to a person that was putting up their lights, and they said that they were there from, it was like middle of December to like through the new year. So yeah, super friendly people, and yeah, you're gonna see more Christmas lights there than you'll see arguably anywhere else in the world. I don't know, it might be a hot take. There's so many Christmas lights there.
Awesome. Seems like that's a must-see adventure video in the making right there, going through all those and
100%. You should totally do that. Yeah.
So Jason, I have a question for you.
That would be an amazing video.
So Jason, as a local, I think this is fun for listeners to know. So yesterday, I know you went to Magic Kingdom. I don't know if it was planned or not, or you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to Magic Kingdom, hang out with a friend today. So what was your day like yesterday? Like, you just went to Magic Kingdom. What did you do? Did you eat anything? How did that go yesterday?
Yeah, so my friend, I have no idea how they came about this information, but they knew that the Christmas special, like the Christmas parade special, was getting filmed. It was starting to film yesterday, and I believe they also filmed today. So he grabbed park reservations. I was like, yep, I'll be there. I'll show up. So we get to Magic Kingdom, and we are where the Christmas tree is. We are right behind that. We can hear them taping the like the intro, and like them talking about the people performing, and here's a sneak peek of this movie and stuff like that. So we got to listen to that. And then obviously the parade comes in. The parade, they said, was like split up or kind of like slowed down a bit, just so that they could get, shots of the parade. There were cameras all over. So that was very exciting. And yeah, no, that was, I'm sunburnt on one half of my face and neck because the sun was over on the left side. So I kind of look like a Neapolitan ice cream, kind of divisions right there.
Yeah.
But no, it was a really fun day.
Did you see any star sightings?
We saw, so the posts were Julianne Hough and Alfonso, I can't pronounce his last, is it Riberon?
Yeah, Carlton from Fresh Prince.
Yes, Carlton from Fresh Prince.
I know. Alfonso Carlton was I was calling him. I like him. He's a great TV personality. He's awesome.
Elton John was there today, but we didn't see him yesterday. But yeah,
that's awesome.
Nice.
That'd be a cool thing. That'd be a cool thing to see. I think our friend Kim was there today too. I think for some of that too. So that's kind of cool when you have that tip and then you just show up there. Did it seem like really busy? Where a lot of people just like waiting around watching it?
Oh yeah, it was packed. We got there. I think the parade started at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock. I feel like we got there at like 1, and it was like Main Street was completely packed. Town Square was packed. So it definitely felt like it was pretty crowded. And if you happen to be there on that day, you probably have to start lining up very early. But yeah, it was, and then even afterwards, it felt packed. The wait times weren't like super busy, but you could just kind of moving around the park tell that it was, a little packed in there.
That's kind of stuff I'd love to see though, because once you go to the park so much, like it's those special events, those special days. And then, on Christmas morning, because we always have it on Christmas morning, like as we around here, it's usually as we're kind of finishing up, opening our gifts and having our breakfast, like that'll be on in the background. That and the SEC Yule log, we go back and forth. So, but it'd be cool to see.
No,
It.
it'll be
Like, oh
cool.
yeah, I remember
Have to
seeing
try
that.
and find ourselves. I took my hat off, so if you see a bald person near the Christmas tree,
That's Jason.
Can't wait.
That'll be
That's
awesome. Well, I can't wait to follow along and I'll get my Duncan Hines and snack with you guys over FaceTime. Now I'm depressed.
I'm just saying, Mike, you got a birthday around that time. We can celebrate you too.
Yeah, but we host Thanksgiving, so I can't.
Well, this would be after Thanksgiving, but then you're leaving shortly after that because you're doing something pretty spectacular.
A month from tomorrow, I'll be at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and then the day after, I'll be on the Seven Horn Disney Treasure. Yeah.
Oh man,
Ooh.
you got to add the Animal Kingdom Lodge stay to your chart so Jason can make your graph.
my one nighter, that'll be a flyby because it's just one night at the lodge. But
not a day spent, just a night.
Yeah. I don't know. The thing is, Disney doesn't tell you anything about the details. I know nothing about this. Yeah. Go ahead.
What was that about Animal Kingdom Lodge?
Yeah, are you eating anything at Animal Kingdom Lodge, or are you just kind of waiting for the cruise ship food?
It's a media event, so yes, I will be eating.
Okay.
It'll be like in a room. It won't be at a restaurant, probably. It'll probably be like in a banquet room. That's usually kind of how those things set up. It's it'll be probably food from like Boma.
And that would be awesome.
If for some reason,
I like how you're like trying to like play low, like down.
I know. I mean,
It'll probably be some food from Boma.
It'll be like a buffet.
Like only like the best food of all Disney World. But yeah, sure.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
I mean, if they need college football representation at that media event, I could kind of mosey on over. I mean,
it'll be the weekend because you'll appreciate this so much because when Pam called me, she's like, somebody's got to go to this thing on the treasure. Like, do you want? I'm like, yes, because who's gonna turn this down, right? But the first thing I thought was, oh my God, it's in December. Like, okay, what weekend is that? What weekend is that? Because it's the Army Navy weekend, which I mean, I love the Army Navy game, but I was like, of all the weekends, because of this year with the 12-team playoff, I was like, if it was that next weekend, man, that is the weekend I've been living my whole life for. Like, this is gonna be great next weekend. But I was like,
it'd be awesome watching that game on Funnel Vision.
It would, but what if it doesn't? I mean, it's a brand new ship. It's not even like sailing, revenue cruises yet. What if it doesn't work? No, I'd be like watching on my YouTube TV on my phone or something. But no, I would go anyway. But it was just like, I don't work. I did give it a second thought. I was like, because I had a chance to go on one last year and I turned it down because we had a high school football game. Because I was just like, I'm not missing a game. So yeah, but I'm excited. So you guys will be there for Thanksgiving and
SEC football schedule. Like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I hardly have a voice. My voice is finally coming back after screaming at the last 3 minutes of the game last night. It was craziness. Oklahoma fans and Duke fans, big rivalry.
I mean, not to make this sports, but I saw some breaking FSU news this afternoon.
Yeah,
coaching staff.
Yeah, Norvell's left.
Out, baby. We're in and out. Let's go. Sliver of hope for us. So that's exciting. The
only thing I thought of is that meme or whatever with Will Smith, like the Fresh Prince, where he walks into the living room and there's like no furniture left or anything. That's what I thought with Norvell going in tomorrow. Like, what?
God.
That's funny.
Well, we have some sort of hope now. I feel like before it was pretty hopeless, but now we can kind of dream about, coaches coming in, and I don't know. It's not a great time to be an FSU fan, but that's fine.
You guys are 13-0. You got to live the good life. I just want to live that life once.
I need to go back to, I know this is going to be random, but I need to go back to Olivia's because I was at Olivia's when FSU was snubbed from the playoffs. So that kind of has, I didn't even start my chicken yet. So I was a little mad. So now I'm trying to eat the chicken to cheer up, and I need to like palate cleanse that memory from
you need to fix that immediately. You need that memory.
Do we all remember where we were when that happened? Because I remember us sitting the exact spot on my couch. Because again, I didn't know you, Jason, and I apologize because I'm kind of a Bama fan. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened.
I refused to watch because I had a sick feeling that was going to happen. So I didn't even want to see it.
Mallory and I were both like, I couldn't believe it.
Our waiter was like, oh yeah, my manager's a FSU alum, so hopefully they make it. And then we hear cheering, and I was like, oh, we made it. Like it's cheering. I look over and it's people with Alabama gear on. And then I look over at my phone, and sure enough, I see Alabama's name slide into that bracket. So that's my where was I moment.
Yeah,
you need a mulligan on Olivia's because it's a fun restaurant. It's solid.
It is.
Need some good memories there.
Yeah, if I was 13-0 and I didn't get in, I'd have a hard time going back to a restaurant. I'm honest. I'm bitter. I'm a bitter Betty. That's what my wife always says. You are a bitter Betty. I'm like, you're darn tootin'. I'm a bitter Betty with stuff like that. Jason, I love Olivia's. I probably never walked foot in that place.
It was so heartbreaking. And then I literally got handed my plate of fried chicken, and I was like, I don't even want this anymore. Like, what are we doing here?
That's exactly what I said.
It just makes you think of Mike. I know you don't watch Friends. It reminds you of Friends with Chandler with the Thanksgiving dinner meal when he finds out some bad news about his family, and then, well, Chucky, Mr. Chandler. But I know you don't know what that means. And that's the vibe I got there. But anyway, this show is off the rails today.
It's way off the rails, exactly.
And
golf carts and chicken and bitter Betties. All right, Jason, we're going to cut you loose, get a couple more calls in here because we got to get out at the top of the hour. But good talking to you. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, thanks for the graph, man. I'll send you the data for the restaurants too if you want extra credit. But
yeah, please send me whatever data you want. I would love to visualize Disney data. That's visualizing data is my thing. So more than happy to do it.
Awesome. All right, you and Veronica have a good week, man. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. Have a good week, guys.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
That was so awesome that he did that. I didn't even ask for it. He just did it.
It's so good. And you're right. I put that in a frame too. Graphs, I mean the little logos and stuff.
Now I'm going to have them updated after the stay coming up. That's the thing, man. It's going to be ever changing.
Exactly. Now, yeah, you're going to totally skew.
I got to fill that gap though, man. Coronado and Old Key West are just like, I don't know, land of their own.
Dude, Animal Kingdom Lodge is higher than I expected too. I like looking at that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Grand Floridian over there in the corner.
Yeah.
All right, 407-413-9395. We had some other calls trying to come in, so come on in now. 407-413-9395. So we have about 12 minutes left in tonight's show.
Oh, while we're waiting for a call, one thing I'm really looking forward to, and I know you don't go down there as much as this time of year anymore, but like I love the Festival of Holidays at Epcot. Like I know, like I would probably say Flower and Garden is my favorite, but like I feel like this is such an underrated festival, and it's just for that short time period. So I'm like super excited. Like it's like I think the food booths are really good during that time, and I love doing the little cookie trail that they do too during that time. So good.
And from what I'm seeing, the Christmas tree trail over at Disney Springs this year looks pretty nice. Like,
I've not done that before.
You've never done that?
No, I haven't.
I've done it a few times, and it seems like it was really good the first couple of years, and I think it's kind of not been as good. I mean, again, I haven't seen it the last couple of years, but this year for some reason I'm digging it. And if you have a Disney Band Plus, it interacts with the trees. All have some kind of a feature that interact with your not Disney Band, that's the cruise line, Magic Band Plus.
Yeah, I have a new band I'm excited to use. So last time we were at Walt Disney World was for spring break. It seems like a long time for us a little bit because we had that crazy European travel this summer. But the day we got home, I had a new Magic Band arrive. Like the timing was so bad, but so it's an Old Key West Magic Band. So I'm excited to use that. I know we're not staying in Old Key West, but I'm excited to try the new band out.
Yes. So yeah, man, you're right. It is the best time because like I'll tell you what, man, I had FOMO when I started seeing this weekend, all the social media coverage of the Christmas party. Cause like you see the cast members in the Magic Kingdom with their holiday outfits on. And then I saw the people on Main Street with the Snope and the projections on the buildings. And because I am a big Christmas person,
Me
man.
too.
I love it.
And that's that week. Because I love Thanksgiving. So we were talking about this last week, like, because of the transitions, right? I like I like having some Thanksgiving time before you transition to Christmas. So that's why it's perfect for me to be down there, because then I am all in on Christmas after Thanksgiving. So it's perfect for us.
We forgot to ask Jason the password. We'll have to catch up with him next time. But hey, we have our next caller on the line. Who's joining us?
Hey, this is Andrew from Louisville, Kentucky.
Hey, Andrew. First of all, password best savory Thanksgiving side. What do you got?
I think the only thing I can think of, and it's probably not savory, is mashed potatoes, because I really do not like stuffing.
Hey, that rocks.
I like that.
Yeah, that works. I mean, we're all practical. Stuffing potatoes, man. We're pretty easy to. You can take us all three to Cracker Barrel, and we're good. I mean, no problem.
Sounds
Right.
good.
What's on your mind? What's going on?
Well, I just want to talk about a wine and dine race weekend last weekend,
Yeah, how'd it go?
and do a little, I guess. It was hot.
Always.
It was very hot and humid, and I started out with a plan, and early on I was like, that's not going to work. So normally I don't stop for characters, and I was running by and I saw Bullseye. I'm like, you know what? Why not? So I stopped off and got a picture with Bullseye and ran on. And then I saw Joy and Sadness and got in line with them and got to the front of the line. And they're like, yeah, they need a break.
Oh,
And I'm like,
that's
I
the worst.
understand, but I'm on a timetable here.
Yeah, this is a race.
So I waited for them. I got my photo, but yeah.
Joy and sadness. I mean, that's kind of both.
You were feeling joy when you're next in line, and then you were very sad when they took the break.
During any kind of Run Disney
Yeah,
event,
pretty
I'm
much.
feeling both at the same time. Yeah, exactly. And I'm in a hurry. It's a race. Let's go. I know.
Yeah,
Was that during the half marathon then, Andrew?
yeah, that was during the half. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you do
Yeah,
any other races?
Go ahead. What was that?
Did you do the 5K or the 10K too?
No, I just did the half. I've done challenges before, but it's a lot.
Oh yeah.
And you get to the point where you're just tired.
Stop.
I hear you. I hear you.
Okay, stop. Because I'm in not a good place for the dopey. And it's like 2 months away. It's less than 2 months away. Stop. Anyway.
But it's 2 months away. You still have time.
I know, but I know I'm not doing anything extra in the next 2 months though. So let's just stop about that.
But yeah. And then on top of race weekend, on that Saturday, it was my first time going to Animal Kingdom. So I got to ride, what was it? Flight of Passage, which was really cool. And
Nice.
I got to see Festival Lion King, which I really liked.
Nice.
That's a great show. I love
And
this
then-
Lion King.
It is a good show. It's one of those shows you probably have to see twice because there's so much going on, you can't see everything.
Agreed. Because you're like taking in a lot of stuff that first viewing, and a lot of surprises thrown at you. So yeah, totally agree with that.
Oh, yeah. And then the one thing that's crazy to me is, of course, all the dancers are amazing, but the guys who dance on stilts. Like, I didn't have to walk on stilts, and they're like dancing around her. I'm like, you don't have to show off.
Right? It's like, how did they get that gig though? How did you I used to be a painter, so I'm auditioning for this role on stilts.
I've thought the same thing, Scott, right? Like if you're good at like walking on stilts, did you just move to or like Central Florida, right? And I mean, you're good because there's always going to be probably like somebody at Universal or Disney that needs like some cool dancer stilt walker guy, like you're in.
Right.
There's always going to be a show for that. Because in St. Louis, there's not. I don't think.
Maybe in Vegas too.
Maybe in Vegas, exactly. You're not going to live you're probably not making a living in St. Charles being a stilt walker.
No, probably not.
I don't know.
Did you do anything else at Animal Kingdom? Did you try like the safari or Everest or anything too?
I did the safari and I did Everest. And of course, I really don't do a whole lot of roller coasters because of motion sickness.
Gotcha.
And my friend's like, you have to try that one. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll try that one. And I'm in the middle of the ride, and I do single rider, so I don't know the person sitting next to me. And I'm sitting there, and she's like, yeah, this goes backwards. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah, it does.
cool.
I'm not a roller coaster guy, and I'm on a roller coaster that goes backwards. And I'm doing a half marathon tomorrow.
And so then I text a friend of mine. I'm like, you didn't tell me it goes backwards. And he said nothing. And something else. So at the party, the one ride I wanted to ride was Guardians of the Galaxy. And of course, I get on that, and I should have known from the name, Rewind. it goes backwards.
Yep.
Wait,
And,
Guardians
it's
goes
great ride.
backwards?
It's just a backwards launch to start.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Backwards launch, goes sideways, all the fun stuff. Sorry to spoil it for anyone who hasn't ridden it, but it goes backwards. So we get off, and the friend I was hanging out with, he goes, "Yeah, I didn't tell you it went backwards." And I'm like, "Thank you for that." Why he assumed I wouldn't get on it had I known it goes backwards, but I did.
Oh man,
I've totally blocked it out of my mind because it messed me up twice.
you got some nice new first experiences there, Andrew. I'd say.
Yeah, you did. Well, wait,
Oh, I did. Yeah.
What was the best thing you ate over the weekend?
My Gideon's cookie.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it was also the first time I ever had a Gideon's cookie. And the second time I had a Gideon's cookie because they were both very good.
Was there a third time? No.
I've only had them once. They
I
brought
only got 2 cookies. I couldn't.
Yeah.
That's a lot of calories for one weekend. But
yeah, it is.
the one thing that's crazy is you go in there and you see the cookie and it's like chocolate chip, and I'm like, "Do you want cookie with those chocolate chips?" Because you can't see the cookie.
You're
Right,
exactly
you're just
right.
buying a bag of chocolate chips.
And that's why they're so good. You're right. Scott called it. It's like eating a bag of chocolate chips. There's a little dough in there somewhere. Maybe. Possibly. It's like,
didn't
Okay,
buy
now
it.
I'm craving a cake. Mm.
yeah, I know. Duncan Hines and a bag of chocolate chips.
Great.
Did you have a good race though? I know you were saying it was hot and some of those character stops are kind of brutal, but was it a good race for you, Andrew?
Oh yeah, it did. And it's like there are times I finish races and I'm like, I'm never doing that again. Like I'm never running again. But I finished that one and I'm like, oh, guess I could do another one. But
Oh, look at that.
yeah. And I've got some friends that are like, yeah, we're going to try to do wine dine next year. I'm like, okay. And when I finish, I'm like, that could be good. I'm definitely interested.
I think for the
Just
most
hopefully
part,
it's not 70 and humid.
for the most part, though, Wine and Dine has the most like unpredictable weather. Like whether it's rain, heat. I've had the worst weather on Wine and Dine race weekends. Marathon weekend can be cold, but for the most part, Wine and Dine has given me the most miserable wet running conditions as a whole. I think that's why I stay away from it. For the
Oh,
most
I
part.
can imagine.
Because we've had really rainy ones, we've had really humid ones. I don't know. I guess because it's just that time of year where it's because it's like at the very tail end of like hurricane season. It can be like humidity zaps you as a runner so easy, and it can be really humid.
Oh, it does.
Oof.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's a good weekend to be there though. There's a lot going on. Got all the concerts and
Oh, there
food
is.
and wine and stuff. Yeah. It's busy though.
Oh, it is.
Well, cool.
But yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
Well,
glad
sounds
had-
like you might be doing another one, so maybe I'll see you there next year, right?
That's probably possible, yes.
that would be awesome. Well, hey, we
Hey,
appreciate the call.
Well, thank you.
All right, Andrew, have a good week. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Stay in touch.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye-bye.
Sounds good, Scott. Bye.
All right. Well, Scott, we got a wrap.
Dude, I love like the
hour.
surprise elements of going backwards on rides. Like I love that how Andrew didn't know Everest was going to go backwards.
It is. And I mean, yeah, because if you didn't know it, how it reveals itself in Everest, where you come to the end of the track, and it's just like,
Yeah.
well, it's
Because
just like
if you really don't know and you're just like watching from the outside, like you see people screaming coming down and like you see them go up, but that's about all you see. You don't see any of the backwards stuff. So kind of cool, you know. I mean, maybe not in Andrew's case, but
yeah, exactly. It's kind of cool if you're cool
'cause
with
we did that with my in-laws, like the first time they rode it with us, and like we didn't tell them. It was kind of awesome. Like afterwards, like, sorry about that.
There doesn't seem to be any track, isn't it?
Yeah, Stacy stuff. Yeah. Oh man.
Man, that's so funny. And Rogers over on YouTube, who's kind of wrapped this show, says, wanted to bring up a transition from Friday's show. On the Disney Wish, the paint color and carpet changes colors so you know which part of the ship you're on, the forward, the middle, or the aft. Very good point. They thought about that. So you kind of get, but the thing is, I think 90% of the people don't know this, but if you know, it's one of those things. There's a lot of things with Disney Cruise Line that if you look down at the carpets, there's symbolism in the carpets to tell you whether you're starboard or port. Actually, even with the things that hang next to your door, I think one side they're like fish and one side they're like seahorses or something. And see, I
The
do
Dream and Fantasy for sure. It might be different on the Wish, but
I can't remember which one's which right now. If you say, but there are ways to determine am I port, am I starboard by little symbols on the ships, and you can kind of see. But yeah, transitionally, that Rogers brings up a great point that, but it's almost like I don't know how Disney Cruise Line would do that. Is it better that it's like Discovery that only 10% of the people know this stuff, or should they give you like a primer in the app? Or
I think
something?
it's better if Discovery is better. I think
it's like, ooh,
I love Rogers calling that out. I didn't even think about Disney Cruise Line. We're doing that episode. Like I think about Animator's Palette too, like the transitions.
Oh yeah,
that are happening constantly during your meal in there and stuff too. So.
Well, have you ever been like one of the old ships?
No, I need to.
That one's even cooler because like you go in and the restaurant's black and white.
Yeah,
like,
I need to.
I mean, it's old school looking because it's the lights come from behind like a tin wall. Like
I hear there's a big group sailing on the Magic next year. Maybe I should try to do that.
Dude, you got to come. July 6th, I think. Yes, I got to look at that. Yeah, it's July 6th.
Oh man.
It's right behind me. It's on this.
Then I could add that to my data point.
Yeah, ship. The 5 nights at sea. I wonder how many days I've been at sea. I've been a lot. Anyway, all right, we got to close this out because it's time to get things started. We'll have the shows this week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as usual. And we'll be here. And Scott has his YouTube channel, which you need to check out. Must See Adventure. Scott, anything happening over there, or what should people check out?
We should see a new video this week. We're going to be in France, and we're going to do a Impressions de France scene, which is very cool. So see some more ship time, and then we're going to explore a small town in France, and go down the Green Venice. Should be a fun episode.
So everybody should run out, get your eclairs from your local grocery store, and be ready to enjoy Must See Adventure.
And a shout out to our friend Paul from Jersey. This is his favorite scene, I believe, in Impressions de France. I saw him put in the Discord once, so he should like it.
It's all my favorite scene.
I know, right? It's so good. And what's great, because I subscribe to like a royalty like music program, so I can use like the music and stuff. I'm pretty sure the song in that scene I can use, so I'm totally gonna use it, which is awesome.
This is why I pay my money.
Exactly. This is why I'm paying the big bucks for the music.
There's been times in my life where I've paid way too much because I like something, because it's like I just use it.
I don't make anything on this YouTube channel.
I know, dude. You're telling me I've been doing this for 17 years.
But if you haven't liked and subscribed, it doesn't take that much, right? If you could just subscribe to the channel, it'd be awesome. We just hit 600, which is super cool. A new milestone we hit today. So
yes,
1,000 is the ultimate goal. So if you haven't subscribed, come join us. It's kind of fun. And we're gonna have some Walt Disney World content coming really soon too, because of that trip we're about to take.
Yeah, if they can ever get back from this cruise, like
I know, man. Video editing takes a long time.
Almost back. They're almost.
I know. I'm sure the Canada trip we just took too. Like we got some good content for that. But yeah, we'll eventually come back.
They're gonna get home. I promise. They're gonna get home from this Royal Caribbean cruise eventually.
And then there'll be some Disneyland Paris content too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, check it out. Must See Adventures. Go over and do hit the button, subscribe, and like. That's awesome. F Scott, it's where you can check out Scott on all the socials. I'm at BR Guest Mike, all the places as well. Don't forget, we'll do this again next Sunday night, 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central. I will pay closer attention to the phone lines from the top of the show. That was my fault, and I apologize for that. Our show is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We are standing by all week long to help you plan amazing Disney vacations for no additional cost to you. I talk to my guests all the time. They enjoy that we have tips that go out to you once you book your trips, telling you not to miss your ADR days coming up in a week. Here's some great family restaurants. Here's great character restaurants, for character dining. Here's some places that are a little bit tougher to get. So if you want to think about that, you get all these tips so that you are set up for an amazing Disney vacation. Come into your inbox, get you excited, telling you about Memory Maker, telling you about lightning lanes, all this kind of stuff. Again, it's no additional cost, and it supports our podcast, supports a small business. We'd love to have your support. So check it out for your Disney trips, whether you're going to Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise Line Adventures by Disney. We'd sure appreciate it over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. As you shop online, you got to buy a big inflatable snowman for the front yard. Click through our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make all these shows possible. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. When you support us, just $5 a month. It's like a hamburger a month. And For that, you get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. This week we talked about if you could go back to 3 magical days in your past, what would they be? It's kind of tough. I mean, you could go back. It was a 6-hour window. You could go back and live 3 days from your past, but you could only live 6 hours of that day. What would they be, man? I've been thinking about that one all week. I give my thoughts. What would it be for you? That's kind of just what we do on Mike in the Midwest. We just have fun conversations outside of Disney. Coming over, patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. All right, time to jump out of here. We'll have a fun week. I promise you that. But most importantly, Scott and I, Ricky, Pam, we appreciate your friendship so very much. We appreciate your support. We love talking Disney with you. Disney's kind of the fun stuff in life. We get to make our memories. Look how much Scott's been down there. He's spent a year of his life at the Disney destinations. We wouldn't be going there if we didn't make these great memories with our friends, with our families. I mean, Scott wouldn't, him and I are like best buds, and we wouldn't know each other if it wasn't for Disney. And I'm so thankful for that. And I hope that we think about our community. You know, Jason, we don't know Jason that much, but like we have this connection now because of this show, because we have a passion for Disney. And you know, all of our callers that we get here, it's an amazing community, and it's only because you listen to our show and that we can all just rally together behind this common goal. And it's a great little thing. So I just appreciate you being a part of our community. All right. Well, have a great week. Until we talk again, you guys stay safe, please stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
Well said, Mike. It's the Disney stuff that gets me through like tough days.
Oh, I hear
Honestly,
you.
it really does, man.
I'm with you, man. It's a good thing we have something kind of like the toy store. That's kind of how I look at it. It's the fun
Yep.
stuff.
For sure.
There's enough crap. Yep.
Awesome. That was funny, man. The calls were coming, and we just did.
Because my phone, well, my laptop usually lights up when a call comes
Yeah.
in. I don't know. Sometimes
Yeah.
it does like an update or something.
That's the funny thing about Sundays, man. We are all over the rails.
Dude,
But
we
it's
are.
fun,
I
though.
mean, who knows?
It was
It's,
like,
well,
they
look,
tend to be like a Mike in the Midwest Part 2
it's a
episode.
bonus show. It's kind of how I look at it. I mean,
Yeah.
but it does get a lot of downloads. So I don't know.
Okay, sweet.
The style. Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe.
All right, I'll cut
Maybe.
through because I see golf looking at the game plan.
Yeah, let's
7
go,
minutes,
dude.
22 seconds.
Houston's uniforms are gonna look sweet tonight too. They got
They
these,
are
like, red
sick.
ones.
Because I looked
Yeah.
up during the show and they're
Yeah.
warming up. I was like, who are they?
And
playing?
I think we have like the
didn't know
all.
who they were.
I think we're rocking like the mostly all white ones tonight too, which are sharp looking too. So excited.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
Oh,
Are we wearing whites or no?
Yeah. No, I
Okay.
can't. No, well, I can't tell now because
Okay, well, we'll find out.
Yeah, CJ Stroud's being interviewed. I can't see.
Okay,
All right.
sweet. Should be a
Good
fun
luck.
game, man. 2 good teams. So yeah.
Dude, I mean, you guys have a Applebee's waiter is your coach. I mean, come on now.
What can go wrong, right?
You can't lose, dude.
Chicken tenders and mashed potatoes at halftime. He's got you.
Cover your mouth, man. They'll steal your order. I love that guy, dude. He's awesome.
So good.
All right, have a good one.
I
I'll
love
talk
the
to you
Lions
later.
primetime game, man. I get so pumped for these. So all
There
right,
you go, dude. Enjoy it.
thanks. All right, we'll see you.
Okay, brother.
Bye,
Take care.
everyone.
Bye. See you.